GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product. This is the total monetary or market value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's border in a specific time period, usually a year or a quarter. GDP is a key indicator of the size and health of a country's economy and is often used to measure economic growth. There are different ways to calculate GDP, including the expenditure approach, that is total spending, the income approach, that is total income earned, and the production approach, that is total value of goods and services produced. Several terms are used in context of GDP such as nominal GDP, real GDP, GDP per capita, GDP at purchasing power parity, etc. Nominal GDP measures the total value of all finished goods and services produced within a country's border in a specific period like a year or a quarter using the current market prices of that period. Real GDP measures the total value of all finished goods and services produced within a country's border in a specific period, but it adjusts for changes in the price level, inflation, or deflation. To do this, it uses prices from a designated base year. GDP per capita is calculated by dividing a country's total GDP by its total population. GDP at purchasing power parity adjusts for differences in the cost of living and inflation rates between countries. It effectively converts the GDP of different countries into a common currency, often the international dollar, that has the same purchasing power across those countries. Several factors influence India's GDP growth, including strong domestic demand, government spending on infrastructure, and policy reforms aimed at improving the ease of doing business. The country's large and young workforce, known as the demographic dividend, is seen as a significant advantage for future growth, boosting productivity and consumption. However, challenges such as income inequality, skill gaps, and the needs for further infrastructure development still exist. While India's GDP is high, its per capita income remains relatively low compared to developed nations.